Power supply restored in 7 states in northern Nigeria.
Major General Olufemi Oluyede appointed Acting Chief of Army Staff.
Senate screens and confirms 7 ministers.
On Good Morning Nigeria today, our focus is on reducing the number of out-of-school children in Nigeria.
Let me begin with what can be described as alarming figures. 10.2 million Nigerians are currently out of school. This is the population of Togo and Cape Verde put together.
Yeah, I do agree with you, Demola. Available data indicates that these children have little or no access to formal education. The United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, that is UNESCO, pegs the number of children out of school globally at 263 million. More than half of that number, UNESCO says, are resident in sub-Saharan Africa.
Yeah, though these figures are quite higher than those provided by education managers in most countries, the children involved include those who never began formal education and those who did not complete school.
UNESCO also says Nigeria has the highest number of out-of-school children in the world. The situation is a challenge in all communities in Nigeria, but worse in rural and semi-urban areas, especially in the northern part of the country.
Data from researchers reveal that several factors have made it challenging to bring down Nigeria's high out-of-school numbers. Some of them include economic barriers, early and child marriage, conflict and insecurity, social cultural norms, and lack of inclusive policies as well as practices in schools.
Well, other issues fueling the high number of out-of-school children in Nigeria are said to be funding, corruption, poor implementation of the child rights law, political will to address the problems, high rate of poverty, and of course, high fertility rate.
The country's 2018 to 2022 Education Ministerial Plan is one of the efforts targeted at reducing the number of children currently out of school in Nigeria. Several schools have also been built in hard-to-reach areas that were quite undeserved.
Yeah, underserved indeed, and Almajiri education was also introduced to help integrate more street children into the country's formal education system. Now we have experts joining us shortly to speak on this issue. They will also proffer solutions to the challenges. On that note, let me welcome you to Good Morning Nigeria. I am Victor Azo.
And I am Ademola Adeoye. Let me also join Victor in welcoming you to today's program, Good Morning Nigeria. We are reaching you live on the network service of the NTA. As usual, Chukwudi Okoli Ugbaja will join us later for the newspaper review, but that will be after the news with Mina Daniels. Hello, Mina.
Hello, Ademola. Victor, good morning. Here is the news. The Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, says it has successfully restored bulk power supply through its 330 kV Ugwaji Apia Transmission Line 1, following the completion of repairs on the vandalization of the line. With the restoration of the line, the Apia Lafe Transmission Line 2 is now operational, with electricity supply restored to Lafia, Makadi, Jos, Kaduna, Kano, Bauchi, and Gombe states. As restoration efforts continue, with the engineering team preparing to commence work on the second 330 kV transmission line. TCN says all necessary materials for the repairs are on hand and work will begin as soon as the site is secured for the safety of its personnel to the affected sections of the vandalized 330 kV transmission line 2. TCN notes that teams of linesmen will re-patrol the 330 kV line 2 to ensure that no other sections are impacted as the repair works progress. Major General Olufemi Olatuborsu Oloyede has been appointed as the Acting Chief of Army Staff. Oluyemi will act in the position pending the return of the indisposed Substantive Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taoreed Abiodun Lagbaja. Until his appointment, Oluyede served as 56th Commander of the Elite Infantry Corps of the Nigerian Army based in Jaji, Kaduna. The 56-year-old Oluyede and Lagbaja were course mates and members of the 39th Regular Course. He was commissioned as Second Lieutenant in 1992, effective 1987. He rose to Major General in September 2020. Oluyede has held many commands since his commissioning as an officer. He was platoon commander and adjutant at 65 Battalion. Company General Oluyede participated in several operations, including the Economic Community of West African States, Monitoring Group ECOMAG Commission in Liberia, Operation Harmony 4 in Bakassi, and Operation Hardin Kai in the Northeast Theater of Operations, where he commanded 27 Task Force Brigade. Oluyede has earned many honors for his meritorious service in various fields of operations. These include the Corps Medal of Honor, the Grand Service Star, passing the staff course, the membership in the National Institute. Others are the Field Command Medal, the Field Command Medal of Honor, and the Field Training Medal. Oluyede also received the coveted Chief of Army Staff Commendation Award. He is married and has 3 children. President Bola Tinubu has been commended for the commitment demonstrated towards actualization of the Sokoto-Badagry Superhighway. The 3 senators representing Kebbi State came on a thank-you visit to the president at the presidential villa. The Senate on Wednesday screened and confirmed 7 ministers appointed last week by President Tinubu. The procedure lasted approximately 4 hours and 14 minutes in the Red Chamber, as all items on the order paper were stepped down to attend to the constitutional exercise. Vice President Kashim Shettima says beyond promoting the nation's rich cultural heritage, the Nigerian carnival industry also has enormous potential to drive national unity. He stated this during a meeting with a delegation from the Abuja International Carnival at the presidential villa. The vice president assures that the Nigerian government is positioning the country's carnival industry to tap from the global carnival market, estimated at $5 billion. Vice President Shettima pledged the support of the Tinubu administration to youth enterprises in the creative industry, saying it has the potential to drive employment and national cohesion. And that's the news for now. Good Morning Nigeria continues shortly with Victor and Ademola, but after the break.